Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Dear Darling. Shall we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today, where we're relaxing as per usual. I'm recording late as per usual. The new series is going up tomorrow. I've not finished the thumbnail art. That's actually me turning on my tablet right now. I've been a bit lazy. The sketch is done, which is, it's not the hardest part of it. I think the hardest part for this one's actually going to be the background. Which I'll definitely cut corners on, to be honest, because as I usually say, it's a thumbnail art, you can't see a lot of the details. So as long as the shape is correct, that's all you really need. But good evening, everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 11:18 PM on Tuesday, August 12th, 2025. Yeah. I didn't remember there was no other sentence apart from that. I feel like I've been a bit tired recently, certainly. Like, my mind just immediately was like, right, you don't have anything else after that sentence, and then it decided to stop. Not like too bad or something, but certainly I'm looking forward to sort of getting a moment to sort of like relax. I think this weekend's a pretty good one as well. I think what's been good is that like the past weekends have been not too busy. I think the next weekend I'm not even here over it. I completely forgot about that. I need to record stuff in advance or something. If I'm being perfectly honest, I should have recorded something today, but I just couldn't be bothered, to be honest. So I guess I'll do it on Friday or something instead. But yeah, well, what to really talk about? I'm not sure. I mean, I already spoke about my phone business yesterday, which honestly, it's a little bit ridiculous. Hold on, let me see if they responded. I don't think so. I didn't, like, the timelines of this is kind of the thing which surprises me most, of like how long everything sort of has taken. Like, hold on. Like, when did I order it? I ordered it August 1st, so it's almost been 2 weeks now, and basically no substantial progress has really happened. You might be like, oh, but like, haven't you been given a refund for returning the phone? Last time I checked, I had not been given a refund. I haven't checked today, to be fair. Maybe I have. Let's see. Let's open up my credit card app. No, it still looks like it's there, which is pretty wild, I would say. Google, you've taken my money. So yeah, nothing's been issued there. I don't know. I guess I'm just sort of surprised if anything. Anyway, today's a rather hot day, I'd say. I made a mistake of wearing long sleeves, because I was kind of coldish in the morning, and I was looking at the temperature, and I was like, it looks like it does get pretty hot later today. Should I wear short sleeves? And I was like, no, I'll be fine, whatever. I'll just roll up my sleeves if I did. If I did, it does get too hot. And then it got too hot, and I was like, damn, I regret this. It's been interesting because, like, I feel like the weather sort of lulled us into a false sense of security, because it was like the mid to end of July was like extraordinarily hot, like heat wave hot, and then like this beginning part of August has been pretty mild, to be honest, like pretty like fine. But then today has been up to like 30 something degrees once again. I mean, I'm not going to fulfill the British stereotype of just talking about the weather all the time, but I mean, it's like, it's one thing for it to be super hot, it's one thing for it to be inconsistently hot. Now mind you, I would definitely take it being not hot, even inconsistently, over anything else, but it is also at the same time, it's like, come on, you know, what's going on here? Sort yourself out. Just be consistent. Always you get, I think it's always like, maybe something I put too much stock into, being like, oh, you know, gotta make sure I'm like clothed for the right occasion. Not necessarily like more formality levels. Like formality levels, I think is quite easy to get, but it's more temperature levels, you know. Being like, oh yeah, making sure that I'm not like gonna freeze to death or something, or I'm not gonna boil to death of what I've got, you know. Because when you get it wrong, I think that's always the most, I'm not sure disheartening is the right word, but it's definitely one of the more annoying things, isn't it? Sort of like a real pain, because that, the one I immediately thought of, I don't know why I immediately thought of this, was when we went to Spain, and I actually packed like a pretty big variety of clothes there because I was looking at my temperature and I was like, how does it vary so much? The answer was like when we were in like Barcelona, where it was actually somewhat mild to coldish, and then later when we went like down south, it started becoming like very warm. So I had like quite a few sort of different outfits just to sort of make sure that we kept in the right temperature, you know, if that makes sense. But the only thing I do remember about getting like the outfit I'm wearing wrong was it was like we were, I'm trying to think how to like describe it. I can't remember where it was, but I hadn't gotten like we'd left from Barcelona, and we went down south where everything was warm or something, but then like I think it was us coming back or something. I expected it to be a bit colder than it was, but it was like, no, it was actually quite a warm day. So I remember I went out on a day and I was wearing like a turtleneck and long sleeves, and it was like it wasn't like insanely hot, but it was like hot enough where I definitely should not have been wearing a turtleneck. I don't know why I remember that so sort of like vividly in my head, or just being like, oh, what a pain. Does it matter? No, not really in the slightest, I would say, but it is the sort of thing where it was like, oh, would it have been better to not have worn a turtleneck? Probably. Does it really matter? No. But it was just warm, you know? It's just warm. Too warm. Anyway, what am I talking about? I don't really know. It's all about minimizing the chance of that happening, you know? Don't want to actually run into a situation where it's like, oh, I'm underdressed over a situation, and it's making things awkward because it's like, oh, I'm like gonna boil or I'm gonna freeze or something. I would much rather be too cold, to be honest, than too warm. Too warm is very uncomfortable, I would say. At least too cold, it's sort of like most of the time, like I just bring like an extra coat sort of thing. Like I have this very nice thing from Uniqlo, this down feather jacket, which basically wraps up like super small, so I can just like pop it in my bag or something when I'm like, if it's just too cold, too warm, whatever, just bust that out, boom. Yeah, I was gonna say you'll be refreshed, it's not really what I meant, but more so that you'll be fine, right? You'll be able to survive is a bit of a strong word, but you won't be so bothered, I suppose, by the nature of how warm everything's are. Sorry, how cold things are. Again, most of the time I would rather be more cold than I would be warm, because I think carrying around an extra coat, it's like as you weigh it up, is if you overdress and you're like too warm, it's like you can't really take off more layers most of the time. But if you underdress, and like the worst thing you had to do is you had to carry around a coat or something, which is like fine. It's not the worst thing in the world, IMO. It is certainly. I would agree though, but it is annoying. And if you don't have to, I wouldn't. But you know, it's not the worst thing in the world, is it? And so I was just like, it'd be really nice to have a coat which basically weighed nothing, folds up extremely tiny into a bag. Basically, don't even notice it. So I mean, credit where credit is due for Uniqlo to at least have a pretty decent one, you know. Something that allows you to wrap up and it doesn't take up too much space. I mean, obviously there's like a literal physical limitation. It's not like everything can be the smallest thing ever. Eventually something is going to be like, you know, it has to take up some space, I guess is what I mean. It can't be it can't just be something which is like nothingness. I mean, it would be kind of cool if that were the case, but unfortunately that it is not the case. some things have to take up some amount of volume at some point. Which sounds, I don't know why I'm saying it like this, as if it's some sort of grandiose revelation, but I'm just living in my fantasy world where I'd be like, it would be cool if it didn't, you know. Would be cool if we had like ultra thin or something. I guess it wouldn't be very warm then if it's ultra thin, but just like something you can wear as a layer, not have it take up too much room. A coat in your pocket or something. I guess that's what I'm looking for. Is that possible? Is that plausible? No. But would be cool. Would be kind of cool. Or maybe it wouldn't be, I don't know. Yeah. What else am I going to talk about? I don't really know. I was just thinking about it because when I was on the train, you know, I always forget which side of a train to sit on, because on one side of a train, like in the evening, of course, you know, sun sets in the west or whatever, the sun shines on through to a train. That basically means that you sort of boil if you're like sitting in the sun the entire time. Which I would say is suboptimal, in my personal opinion. Your mileage may vary. But it's like, I don't really want to sit in the hot sun, I suppose, on the way back, on the way to, in a train, you know? I want to be able to peacefully coexist with a train. I want to be able to feel comfortable in it. But if you're out there, you know, sitting directly in the sun, what are you going to do about it? Not like as a threat, but just a bit of a pain, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know. Carrying a coat around. I am thankful for its existence to have like this very sort of small coat to actually carry around. I'm certainly happy that Uniqlo made this. Again, not sponsored. But I don't know, it's just like very fits very neatly in the bags I have, you know. So being able to take advantage of that, that's what I think is that is the best part of it. I'm trying to think of other things I carry around. I always carry around an umbrella, and I used to carry around a very big, like quite a cute umbrella, I would say. But eventually that, you know, it's now been replaced with a different umbrella. A much smaller one, from like China or something. I don't know. That one you can actually put in your pocket, you see? But minimization of space. That's what I'm just like, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to see. I want to see compactness. I want to see ease of use. Well, functionality in the smallest possible size, I suppose. That's kind of what I want to see out of the tools I carry around. Because I'm very much someone who carries around a bag most of the time rather than carrying things in a pocket. I mean, I don't think that's particularly unusual. But it would be nice if I just had like a pocket space or something. If I did have a pocket space, I definitely would use it on probably a bit more of an interesting thing than just carrying around stuff a bit more conveniently. Well, probably. But at the same time, I don't know. You know, what I'm basically saying is about the portable hole from D&D. That's what I want for like for realsies, you know, in real life. It'd just be so nice to be able to just sort of, you know, carry as much as I want. That's basically it. I want to carry as much as I want in my pockets and stuff, but like also not be burdened by it. I need hammer space. Now, is that something that can happen? No. It doesn't exist. So I can only dream. But it, at the same time, would be nice to have. Just, you know, something along the lines to be able to do that. That's probably like one of the minor things, like bag of holding style. That's probably something I would love to have had. Or love to have in real life. Does it happen? No, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, what other, I mean, what I mean to say, I guess, is because I'm phrasing it very weirdly. It's like the minor item I would love to have probably the most. Is it the item I would love to have the most from D&D or something like that? No, of course not, but there's much better choices, you know, probably like a Ring of Wishes or something would definitely be up there. But, you know, those feel like sort of boring answers to the questions because they're like right answers, like extremely strong, powerful things. This is like a mundane magic thing, which I'm like, this is something I want, a bag of holding. Just to be able to carry all this stuff around. I think it's also the way, like, it's more about the inconvenience of it, I suppose. Of having to carry around like a huge amount, not having to, but wanting to carry around a huge amount of items, but then not being able to. What if it rains? What if I get too cold? You know. The practical answer in life is just you just gotta sort of deal with it. And in some situations, it's definitely being melodramatic, but in some situations, I feel like I'm not sure justified is the right word, but it's more like it's understandable. You know. I'm trying to think of if there'd be another good one, like mundane or low level magic item that I would choose to have. It's really hard to think of one. D&D low, no, D&D common magic item. Well, actually, I should see what bag of holding is. I don't know what rarity is. I think it's uncommon. Yeah, it is uncommon. D&D magic items. But can we filter it to uncommon? Alchemy jug is an interesting one. I don't think I'd want it in real life though. See, bag of holding is just really good. I know I've only looked at like 2 items so far. Like, I don't want a weapon. I think I don't want an armor. Let's filter on rings. Ring of jumping. See, some of these don't make sense in the context of real world. Like ring of mind reading doesn't really do anything. Shared suffering. Water walking. Ring of warmth could be kind of interesting, I think. Ring of swimming? Ring of puzzler's witch. I don't know, none of those seem too crazy. Okay, what about rods? What rods do we have? Immovable rod. Immovable rod could be interesting. I don't really know what I'd do with it. Why is there a staff wand? I think these are all sort of like damaging things I don't really want, but maybe I want wondrous items, which looks to be a picture of a lobster, which I don't really understand. All-purpose tool? I don't even know what that one is, but that seems reasonable. I got bounty. Dancing brooms, balance of harmony, balloon pack. Boots of elven kind. Again, not really something which makes sense in real world terms. Bits of striding and springing, right? This makes you like move faster, right? Could be okay. Oh, broom and flying is a really good one. I don't know most of these items. Deck evolutions. Cursed Luckstone. I don't know if there's a Luckstone, something which makes you be able to re-roll things. That'd be pretty good. Earworm. Earworm's like, it can make you like understand any language. That'd be pretty good, right? Ice of Charming. I mean, that would actually probably be crazy strong in real world, but also very dangerous. Gauntlets of Ogre Power is an interesting idea. Goggles of Night? I can see that. Oh, Headband of Intellect. Oh no, Helm of Comprehend Languages is probably crazy good. Helm of Telepathy. I don't know. I feel like some of these, like, I'm using my very own arbitrary rules, which don't make sense, but some of those feel like they're breaching the magic levels too much. Bag of holding still feels like, it's like magically mundane, I guess, is why I sort of bring it up. Anyway, I want a bag of holding. Someone should get me that for my birthday. Anyway, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time. Bye bye for now.